Hello everybody, my name is Maria and I'm happy to welcome you at our and Discover YouTube channel. So we are going today to talk about an interesting topic which is called Halloween. Here you have the title and you can see it perfectly well. So today I hope you are very interested in learning some new facts about Halloween or just revise the information you know, which never hurts. Talking about this celebration, I should say that obviously it's a very typical celebration that takes place in English-speaking countries, but at the same time it gradually but surely comes into our cultural space as well. So, but why do people dress up and wear different costumes, wear masks and put on fancy makeup? Would you like to find out? So today I'm going to try and tell you why it started happening and why it has become so popular. So Halloween usually takes place on the 31st of October. To be more exact, it starts on the 31st of October and it's celebrated all through the night from the 31st of October to the 1st of November. And thinking about the origin of it, it's worth mentioning that nobody knows for sure why it has become a popular celebration and why it's celebrated the way it is celebrated now, but at the same time there are some guesses and there are some suppositions of why this holiday started centuries ago. So the most popular version is that this holiday originates from the Celts. And the holiday used to be the Day of the Dead, when people were commemorating both malign and benign spirits. Gradually it evolved into playing kind of tricks and dressing up as evil spirits, but it also has its own tradition and has some good explanation why people started doing this. So there are a number of symbols that are associated with Halloween. First of all, they are costumes and fancy dress parties. And secondly, that is carved pumpkin with burning candle inside. It was hard to actually carry the whole pumpkin and carve it and make this kind of lantern. That is why I decided that it could be a very reasonable replacement. It's actually hot. We are going to talk a little bit about each of these symbols, and now in continuation of the list I will mention the tradition of trick-and-treating, which is very popular, especially as I had mentioned before in English-speaking countries, and bonfires. So a couple of words about each of these elements. So the tradition of wearing costumes originates from the Celts, as I had already mentioned. And why would they wear hats and animal skins? So they would just put on all this stuff to disguise themselves as spirits and demons, with the purpose of frightening the evil spirits away, so that they would never recognize them and distinguish them as human beings. I'm not quite sure that people who dress up in fancy dresses nowadays and wear this kind of horrific makeup know the reason why it would take place, but I think it's worth knowing so that it has the protective function. Then the ceremonies that took place in the past consisted of dancing, telling stories and even reading fortune. I'm not sure how they would do it. Maybe it was palm reading, maybe something else, but anyway, fortune reading was a part of the ceremony that would take place during the Halloween celebration. Or as this day was called in the past, again by the ancient Celts, it was called Samhain Day. That is why it's written here. Well, talking about jack-o'-lanterns, I have mentioned to you the pumpkin that was carved from the inside, and people would lit up a candle and put it inside this carved pumpkin. So it got the name of jack-o'-lantern. So why does it have this specific and peculiar name? It sounds a little bit weird. Why is it Jack-o'-lantern? So the story, or the legend, it's better to say, tells us that there was Jack, a poor man called Jack, miserable one, who played a trick with the devil. So, and basically he was stuck on earth. He wasn't unable to go to heaven or to go to hell. And that is why he had to roam around the earth. But he had to develop a protective element that would guard him and would frighten the evil spirits away. And that is why he made this kind of lantern. Originally it wasn't a pumpkin, it was a turnip, but as you probably know, a turnip is very difficult to carve from the inside. That is why with the run of time people replaced it with a pumpkin, and they would put a carved pumpkin with this burning candle at the entrance to their houses, so that evil spirits wouldn't have a chance to intrude the nice and pleasant home atmosphere. So we will try to do something of the kind. Well, and then what do we have left? We have two elements left, which is trick-or-treating and bonfires. So trick-or-treating originates again from the Celts. It's a Celtic tradition, and even then, centuries back, there were the poor and there were the rich. So the poor would go to rich people's houses on this very day to ask for some treats. It could be food, it could be some other things that could help them survive. And nowadays, this is the privilege of the kids, to walk around the neighborhood and knock on the door on houses placed there and ask the hosts to give them some candies and sweets and some special treats. And nobody is greedy, luckily, and the kids are not afraid of doing that. So I believe that's a great fun for kids to wear fancy dress costumes and walk around the neighborhood. I think it's a pretty good tradition, so I wish we had something of the kind too. And talking about the bonfires, so the ceremony and the tradition of celebrating Halloween included bonfires, which was placed at the hilltop, and all the people living in the neighborhood, on the territory around, would get together and would celebrate this day together. And as you probably know, the food that was mainly eaten centuries back was meat. People would slaughter cattle, and on eating the cattle, the meat on the bones, they would throw the bones into the fire. And actually that's probably something new for you, because the word bonfire originates from the combination of the two words, which is bone, and you can see the symbol of it drawn here, and fire. So that's how this word appeared. So as for contemporary celebration, you know perfectly well that the majority of young people enjoy the celebration wearing fancy dresses and going out together, probably going to the parties, etc. But at the same time, it could be regarded as a family holiday as well, because it's connected with protecting your home and carving pumpkins, putting lit candles inside, and helping your kids dressing up, and probably go to your neighbors, who are going to be surprised, obviously, because it's not our tradition for now. But as I said, it gradually comes into our cultural space. That is why we'll see. Maybe next year or in a couple of years, we'll also have this kind of celebration. So, and thank you for watching us and being with us for these few minutes. I hope to see you again with our YouTube channel. And Ian Discover English School will always be happy to welcome you. So see you. Bye.